Yes.
Because, you know, you started a relationship together. He was the first man that you ever loved. But, of course, he was in an open marriage, I think, with Angie Bowie at the time as well.
Well,
how did that work?
When I first, the first night we went out, the next day we were together. And the doorbell rings and Angie comes in. And she goes, oh, hello, darling. And so I'm standing there in a robe, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, who's this woman? And he goes, oh, Ava, this is my wife, Angie. And I said, oh, hello. She kisses me. I'm like, his wife is kissing me? It was so weird. She goes, okay, David, I've got to go. See, I'm going to London tomorrow. I'll call you. So she goes. So I said, David, why didn't you tell me you were married? I said, because I'm not sure I would have been here last night. You know. He said, well, I'm sorry I didn't mention it because it really didn't seem important to me. We have an open marriage. We've had an open marriage for some years now, and she does what she wants. She sleeps with who she wants, and so do I.
And their marriage has been, 10 years, very interesting.
Yeah.
She married so that she could stay working in the UK.
Yes, it was a
business arrangement
kind of a marriage.
Sometimes.
So, of course, I was smitten by that time, and I was like, okay.
But you had an intense relationship for 2 years. You were working with him, but
more than 2 years.
More than 2 years, sorry.
Yeah, like 5 years.
But you were his muse. Like we always hear about these people who have their muse, because essentially it can be a job for people. What did that mean to you? Was that him just vibing off your relationship, or what was it?
I think David saw in me, even though I was very young, because I was like 17 years old, going to be 18. He was my personality, because I was very open with people and very friendly and very warm. And he was kind of the opposite. He wasn't. He was more reserved, and he saw that I had this energy that brought people to us. That was positive. And I think he saw me, and then when I started working with him, he would ask my advice about, who we should work with and that sort of thing. And he trusted.
Because you appeared on some of his albums as well.
Oh,
you sang, and you were a real influence
Young
to
Americans,
his music.
Bowie Changes.
Yeah.
Some of the best of Bowie.
Just Young Americans.
When you mentioned that you are a part of that from the professional side, but also the personal side too.
Yes.
At a young age, you mentioned 17, 18, you were propelled into an amazing level of celebrity.
I was. I mean, and it was like it was destiny for me. I'm saying that I felt that it was the way I was obsessed to find him. When, after we didn't get to work together the first time and all that, I felt like it was my destiny, the way that it happened. It was like a fairy tale for me, a fairy tale story.
And we're looking at you there with David. I suppose these days it wouldn't have happened. You were 17, meeting someone at 17. It wouldn't have happened now.
It wouldn't have happened.
But do you think you were too young?
No. I was very mature. I used to hang out with 21-year-olds when I was 17.
You're talking about I'm hanging out with Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. He was like a mentor of sorts, yeah.
These 5 years together that you had, which obviously is a time you cherish, he was your boyfriend.
Right.
But did you have to be faithful to him, and could he go off and do other relationships? What was the story there?
It wasn't spoken.
Right.
I was expecting him to be faithful to me, maybe once or twice. There was a one-night stand, but if I saw him wanting to be with somebody, I'd be like taking my clothes and packing them. He'd be like, "Don't take your clothes.
Okay.
Don't go. I don't want you to go." And then things would change. Like one time we were at we gave a party for Rudolph Nureyev, the ballet dancer. And Mick Jagger was in the same party where we were, and Mick and David and I were friends. So we're in the party, everybody's getting, drinking and getting buzzed, and David's over talking to some girl, and so Mick started talking to me in the other side of the room. So I'm talking to Mick, because I always liked Mick Jagger, right? And then David looks over and sees me talking to Mick, and he rushes over and goes, "What are you two talking about?"
Oh, right.
And David goes, I'm just talking to Ava. And he goes, he did not leave the side of me and Mick Jagger for the rest of the night.
Didn't trust him. Didn't trust his mate.
When you hear these names, Mick Jagger, it's incredible.
Stevie Wonder.
You've written an autobiography on this called All the Glitters, the Ava Cherry story. I mean, talking about even from Whitney Houston to John Lennon. I mean, it must have been just incredible just to spill all to write
because
these stories.
Whitney wasn't a star when we first. She was opening for Luther Vandross. Her mother was working, Cissy Houston, who did all of Aretha's, all those, the Sweet Inspirations. She did all those background vocals.
Yeah.
Whitney's mother.
Wow.
And then she said, Luther, can Whitney open for you? And
because you were singing with Luther Vandross at the time.
Yes. And Luther said, well, let's hear it. And then that was when she did You Give Good Love. And then she opened, so she didn't have the audience. We would go out into the audience to see her show, and it would be hardly anybody there because they were all there to see Luther. But by the time we finished that tour, she was getting the audience. Yeah. And so he really helped her career and really, jump-started her career. And she used to come in our dressing room, me and the other girl I worked with, Lisa Fisher, and who worked with the Rolling Stones as well.
Yeah.
And she'd go, she had this long dress on and her hair pulled up, and she'd go, how do you guys do your makeup? So we're sitting there. So people tell me I look like Whitney Houston all the time. I'm like, yeah, right. I wonder why. Because by the time she did Dance with Somebody, whatever, we looked alike.
You were teaching her how to do her makeup.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't teach her anything else. but the look, she did see that look there, and she derived, she put it together. It was wonderful.
I want to talk to you all day long because
I want to talk to you all day long too.
Your story is so fascinating, and having watched a documentary, Six Feet from Stardom, and your life as a singer with all these people, I know that you are. So your book is called All That Glitters: The Ava Cherry Story, because it is your story, and it's fascinating. But you are in Dublin, in Ireland, for the David Bowie Festival, of course, Dublin Bowie Festival.
Dublin Bowie Festival.
50 years of Ziggy Stardust.
50 years, and you're going to be performing in Opium. That is in Dublin on the 22nd of April, and you're in conversation on the 23rd of April at the National Concert Hall for anyone who is just a fan. I'd say people,
please come.
But fans they all know you. Like the fact that you're here is so wonderful.
You guys, let me tell you, I love Dublin. I love the Irish people. Are so friendly and warm, and I've had the most wonderful couple of days I've been here. Everyone has been so nice.
She's been working since she got off the plane.
I got off the plane.
Well, I tell you what, in conversation on the 23rd of April is going to be in the National Concert Hall.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, I can't wait.
I wish you guys could be there.
I can't wait. Hopefully I'm going to be there.
Yeah, if you want to be there, we'll make sure you are.
Amazing. Ava Cherry, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. I really enjoyed it.